Well, today our speaker is Marian Brickner. She's a photographer. She takes pictures and people look at them and makes them think. So today she's going to talk about her personal peek into the life of Lucy, a baby bonobo. It's not bonobo.
It's not?
No, because if you call them bonobos, they're going to move to France. She'll tell you about it later. There's a story there. But Marian's a former member of the St. Louis Society. She has a history with the Ethical Society that she's going to tell about too. It's very interesting. So at this time, I'm going to step away and let Marian take it from here.
If I talk like this, can you hear me, or do you want me to use the mic? Does this work?
I can hear you,
Okay.
and that's all it is.
Okay, first of all, thank you for inviting me. Really, I'm so excited. So I should tell you, I'm a transplanted New Yorker. I grew up in the New York Ethical Society. There's my mother went there. There's a school in New York, Fieldston. Have you heard of Fieldston?
Yes.
I went there. So here's my thing that I have to wear around my neck all the time so I don't lose my keys. Basically, and we can talk, or you can, we can chat. It's a little bit of a friendly kind of presentation. I want to tell you the two pivotal things that caused me to work on this 14-year Bonobo project. In the U.S., we call them Bonobos, but in France, they're Bonobos. So at Fieldston, I was born in 1937, so I started school in 41. And we had ethics classes once a week, all the way through. But I want to tell you about this one ethics class that I had in kindergarten. So what happened was, we read the story of the three little pigs, and then we were asked questions. And the first question is, why did the pigs split up, do you think? It was always, do you think? Why did they get back together, do you think? Why did the one pig use bricks, do you think? Of course, we discussed it. And the pivotal question for all of us, all the time, always is, if new information came your way, would that change your view? Do you think? Now, when we discuss new information, it's always, well, where did you get it? Who's saying it? Where did they get that from? It's part of our everyday existence, but I love the question. And the last question was, what might have been done differently with the wolf issue? So from those classes, we was one in 8th grade where the topic was, Dr. Algernon Black was our ethics teacher at that time. When is cheating cheating? We can have these discussions. Well, cheating is when you don't do what you're told. Well, who tells you what to do, who writes the law, what gender they have, and all that. But the long and the short of it is, from all that, I learned that everyone has an opinion about everything. And new information, and of course, what we're all trying to do is make things better for the community larger than our immediate family. That's where we're coming from. That's where I'm coming from. And the question then is, how do you do that, considering that everyone has an opinion about everything and it's not based on, what it's based on? So the other thing that folds into this is that I am an animal photographer. And the reason I chose animals is because I wanted to get the unpretentious look. Because I understand that everyone who has a life has a body, has a life that goes along with that body, no matter what the body happens to be. I can't show that kind of thing with human people because we have agendas. But animals, you know, they just look. So we can see who they are when they just look. So that led me to bonobos. In 98,
Oh, you're
Looking
fast
for
forwarding.
your buddy.
You're fast forwarding for your presentation.
no kids here, right?
It was discussed.
So what did I do, whoever your guru person is?
What happened to her? There it is on the computer.
Sorry.
Oh, there you go.
All right. In 98, this book came out by Franz de Waal. Have you heard of Franz de Waal?
Yes.
Anybody?
Yeah.
Franz de Waal is, and Franz Lanting, Bonobo that got made. And I had never heard of bonobos. And I was furious. I think it's part of my ethics training because it's not fair that we haven't heard of bonobos. Why is that? I'm smart. What's up with that? And I haven't heard of them, neither have, you know, pretty much the rest of us have. Bonobos, as I call them bonobos when I'm in the U.S. and when I'm in France, I call them bonobos. There's no infanticide in their life. Did you know that?
No.
They don't kill their babies. They're the only mammal that we are aware of that does not have infanticide incorporated into their life, whether it's by mistake or whatever we call it. They don't kill their babies, and we haven't even heard of them. So I said, I have to do something. And I have to get people who don't know and don't care to know and to care. Now, I'm not connected to anyone, I'm just me. But I have a significant other person. Was married, but now I'm not married. And I said to him, I want to get rich and famous and spread the word that bonobos exist. And he said, I got to tell you this, it's not part of my talk, but this is special group. He said, you know, that's not going to happen. He said, nobody knows you, and you're not good enough.
Well, that takes the wind out of your
And
sails.
you don't have the equipment, and you don't have any money, so you can't go where they are. So, you know, I just don't want you to be disappointed when it doesn't happen. You know, and my response was, because he's not a New Yorker, he's a Southern Missouri boy. And I said, I'm a New Yorker, you know, watch my dust. So I got, there's a matriarch bonobo who actually came from Zaire, is now the Congo, who lived in Milwaukee. Franz de Waal talks about it wherever in the book. The other thing I just want to tell you is Franz Lanting's pictures on the cover, and all his pictures in there. And I'm very competitive. I'm very competitive. So I just want to ask you, on a competitive range, if you think of yourselves from 1 to 5, where would you place yourself? 5? 5. Are we all 5s in here? 1?
I'm a 3.7.
3.7. 4.5. 6. All right. So I'm a 5. I said, I want my picture to be on the cover of a Franz de Waal book. That's what I wanted. So my significant other said, you know, like, simply won't happen. So I set off, I got a stud book in Milwaukee. Stud book is all the zoo animals, you know, who they are and where they're from and where they're born and all that. I was given a stud book about the bonobos and told in 2002, you know, I'm not supposed to have it, so don't tell anyone. So now I'm telling you because it's a long time later. I had the stud book, and from the stud book, I was able to develop a family tree. And following this one family, Linda and her 7 living children. She had 2 boys, 5 girls, and where they lived, and who their children were, who their grandchildren were, and all that. And I set out to photograph them, and the pictures were not really very good. Until Nikon ended up giving me a $10,000 lens, which is another story. Awesome story. And I finally wanted a children's book out, and I started getting good. Like, here's Lucy, and that's her mom, and who wouldn't love it? I finally found on my stud book that I figured if we get a baby bonobo, a happy, healthy baby bonobo, to photograph, we respond to that. And maybe I could do that and get a children's book out. So I went to Jacksonville, Florida. I ended up going to Jacksonville, Florida twice a year for 10 years to follow and document Lucy growing up. And that's basically what I'm going to show you. And eventually, I kept saying to people, do you know anybody who can get me a children's book? Do you know? Do you know anybody? No. Do you know, it's like that. So I'm not part of a group that says we can help. Didn't have that. And finally, I ran into Ursula Goodenough. You know Ursula? Awesome. Yeah. And she was a Bonobo fan already. She was contributing money to the Bonobo Conservation Initiative. And I met her, and she looked at my pictures, and she started drooling. She said, my daughter wants to be a children's book writer, and I know Jane Goodall. Guess what? And that's the book over there. You can look at it later, the hardcover. So right now, I just want to share the pictures of Lucy growing up. This is Laurel. That's Lucy. And that's her big sister, Lexi. Bonobos are very family-oriented, very, very, very close, as you can see. If you have a question, feel free. Yeah.
They look like chimpanzees, but they're not.
They're not chimpanzees. They're a different pan. It says pan phoniscus and the other pan. They have black hair. They have pink lips. They don't kill each other. They don't kill. Oh, there's a little rumor that out in the researchers have seen some truth killing a little squirrel. Generally, they don't.
And I understand they're the original flower children.
We'll
They
talk
love
about
not
that.
more.
So what I wanted to do in these images is to share images with the audience in which you say, oh wow, who is that? Where are they from? I mean, you already know, but for audiences that don't, oh look at that. Oh, they look so much like, what? That kind of thing. It raises a curiosity with my children. I want children all over the world, of course. Plus, I want my picture on the cover of Ron's little book to see bonobos and ask those questions and help with the environment and endangered species without saying it. So it's true. I asked the keepers, I said, what's up? Laurel was sick. She had a cold of some sort, and she was on antibiotics. As you probably know, bonobos get the same illnesses we get. In fact, Linda, Laurel's mom, the one who started all this, had diabetes and heart disease. So I checked, and she was sick, and Lucy, we think Lucy looks concerned, and she was looking concerned. So bonobo children are very close with their moms. And in my experience photographing them, they sit on their moms, they eat on their moms, they play, but they don't jump. I never saw a baby jump on their mom. Are you all photographers in here? Take pictures? Yes?
You got a cell phone, you're a photographer.
Yeah. That's a good thing. In case you just might want to know how come this is all, there's nothing in the background there. I have a big lens, which you'll see at the end, and 300 feet behind here is the stone wall, and the lens that I use blurs it all out. When I was in Jacksonville, I'd go there on a Sunday afternoon and leave Thursday morning, there from 8:30 in the morning till 5 in the afternoon. Don't talk to me, I'm working, I had to get the pictures so children would hear about bonobos and save the world. I think you guys would understand this, because it sounds so crazy. So is Lucy singing?
Belting it out, didn't you?
What is she doing?
So I sent these pictures to Franz de Waal, and I said, "What's up? Is she singing?" And he said, he get right back. He's a quick responder, amazing. "Did you hear her singing?" I said, "I did not hear anything." He said, "Bonobos do not sing." So I said, "What's she doing then?" And he said, "Well, I don't know." Basically making faces. If you look very closely, she had a piece of food in there. I put a whole book together. It's on the back there. It's called Lucy Singing, and it's a whole sequence of her making these gestures. So here's Lucy and her friend Caleb in the net, laughing. So you probably know this, but bonobos do. So I sent this to Franz de Waal. I said, "What's up? It looks like they're laughing." He said, "They do laugh. And you can hear them laugh. They have a really high sound." I should have brought a recorder. It's very, very high, like really high. They were, one of the things that, of course, is interesting is they play. So they were, for 10 minutes, they were going up into the platform and jumping, up and jumping, and up and jumping. For 10 minutes, they did. This is an awesome picture. I was so happy. I love this picture because I give a lot of talks and I use this picture a lot to kids or wherever. And in some places, people say, "Well, apes don't stand up. People stand, but what? How? She's standing." They don't know what to say about it. "Did you Photoshop that?" I said. So Caleb looks really weird. His mom had a few psychiatric issues and groomed him too much. Pull his hair out. But I like this because clearly there's something going on there. We call this "look at my boo-boo."
Yeah.
So she's getting older as we go through the sequence. She's discussing something with her mom. I mean, I think. And the relationship is clear. Okay, here she's discussing something with her big sister, Lexi. They're discussing who's going to get the coconut, I think.
Yeah.
That's Lucy. Now, who do you think got the coconut?
Probably.
Big sister.
You think Lucy got it?
Yeah.
Yes? No?
Big sister.
Yeah.
Big sister, yeah.
So here's the book. Jane Goodall wrote the afterword for it.
Oh, cool.
Ursula ended up putting the money up for the book. She paid for it. She tried for, she had, new people, agents and so on, and took it to several companies, Houghton Mifflin and so forth, and everybody had an opinion. Well, you should really say this in the book and that in the book. And Ursula and her daughter said, "No, we just want to do it the way we want to do it." And she had some money, a little money. So she did it. Amazing woman. So here she's older. Something's going on. I don't know what. All right. This is Lucy, and that's her friend Moody Blue. I sent this picture to Franz de Waal, and I said, "What's up?" He said, "It's play sex." So I want to say this. For 4 years, I went to different zoos. There are 7 zoos in the U.S. that have bonobos here, and I went to them to follow the family tree. And I would talk to the keepers. I would go there for 2 days or something, and I'd say, "Where's the children's book?" And they consistently said, "Who are you? What do you want?" And I didn't know. What's up with that? Well, it turned out I finally met Delphi Messenger in Jacksonville, Florida, who ended up actually getting 8 bonobos out of the Congo into Appeneux in Holland. At the time I met her, and she was working in Jacksonville, and she said, "Everybody is so worried about the sexual issue. They don't know you, and you can sell pictures of pornography, whatever." I didn't photograph the sexual encounters for years, until Delphi said you should just at least photograph it. And maybe someday they'll be useful. So you guys are seeing this picture, it's you guys first, except for an article in Natural History Museum magazine that nobody reads anyway, because they are having sex.
They are?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, this stuff on the end rubs on the other stuff on the other individual's end, and they like it. Okay, I just put this in. That's why we're talking about the children. This is the most explicit picture that I have. This is Laurel, and that's Akili, and that's Lucy, grown up. She's growing up. So what happens is, the children, everybody's involved to a large extent. I like this particularly because Laurel's, it's a sexual situation. The sexual encounters generally last somewhere between 13 and 15 seconds. And usually it's because something has happened in the zoo world, the food has entered into the situation, something is going on, they get together and do something, and then they go on. So when I saw the children here, I said, no, we really can't take this on.
It would be quite that. I'm not sure if I'm remembering correctly. I've read that bonobos use sexual encounters to, basically make peace. Like if there's any tension. Yeah. Like if there's any tension, this is how they resolve
It's
it.
discussed as a conflict resolution mechanism.
Oh,
Yeah, sounds good.
All right.
Like that? Like, okay?
So many problems.
It's makeup
You
sex.
know that? Yeah, wouldn't it?
I'm thinking about getting stuff and hopped on and gone.
Now, because I sort of feel like we know each other, and maybe we could know each other.
Yeah.
You have ideas about what to do with these images that I have. I am so open because these pictures have been sitting there for something like 15 years.
Including.
It's like,
There's nothing wrong with including them.
there's nothing wrong with it.
Including them.
Well, I can do it here.
Yeah.
You can even do it with teenagers.
Well, you let me know.
I think you probably were aware of that for 20 years, and I don't think every audience would be happy to actually do that.
Yeah.
I see your point. You're also wonderful at avoiding humanizing things, talking about human emotions and stuff.
Right.
Which I'm going, all right, say it. Say it. I know it's true. You're having feelings. Go
Okay,
ahead.
I am the photographer. Remember, transplanted New Yorker, tenacious, focused, determined. I want children to hear about bonobos.
Yeah.
I'm not a researcher. I don't know anything. I can get the awesome picture. I can do that. I do it. And that's up to you to raise the questions and the curiosity and say, oh, duh, I can't do it. I don't have the voice. But nobody can get, nobody, it turns out, well, we'll go on. All right. I put this picture in, it's not about Lucy. It's Achille. This is Achille and his son, and Jenga. And that's Lucy's sister. So I want to tell you this. Lucy's dad died of a heart attack at the age of 35. Bonobo males are prone to heart disease. When the dad died, Lozanjo, at night, he died at night, and they, the keepers came in the morning, he had died. And they told me that they, all the other individuals were let out of their, whatever, they're in at night, to see him before they took him away. They filed past this hammer. So they needed another male. So here's the thing, you probably know this, maybe don't know. The boys stay with their moms their whole life. The moms run everything. The moms have serious girlfriends. They explain it to the guys what to do. And if the guys don't do it right, they re-explain it. They don't kill, but they do bite. So Keely showed up one day when I was there with a bite on his toe. He apparently hadn't done something right. Again, a lot of medicine. They're trained every day to put all their body parts to the bars so that a vet can come. Whatever. Every day. And when they do it right, they're given fresh fruit. I was invited to go in the back. Anyway, so they had to bring a new male, and they had to find the right male, and they found Achille, and he was in San Diego. And because the boys stay with their moms their whole life, Achille had to bring his mom. Because the moms have serious girlfriends, they had to bring the girlfriend. The girlfriend had a daughter, which was Moody Blue. So to get Achille, who's a wonderful, wonderful daddy, that's what they had to do. Interesting, right?
Yes, it is.
He loves his baby. The guys are good daddies. At least my experience at the Jacksonville Zoo is the guys are good daddies. Okay, so there's Lexi. She was there for 6 seconds doing that behavior, so I sent this picture to Franz the Wall. I said, what's up? He said they like to keep things out of their teeth, and he didn't mind if we used the word flossing. She found some string in the yard somehow. So for 6 years, I tried to sell this picture to dentists, pediatric dental association, trade journals, magazines, and I got a similar response, which was, if we sent this picture out, parents don't forget to tell your kids to floss their teeth. Parents would say, are you equating our children with an ape?
That's what they say.
They could sue us. They could sue us, they said, and they didn't want it.
Really?
Finally, National Geo heard about the picture, contacted me, and put it in. Yay. There it is. And then National Geo Book Division also put it in there that way. So I took the magazine to my significant other. I said, hey, now we're together all the time, so he heard about it, but I took the magazine there and I said, hey, look, see, He said, well, I didn't really mean it exactly the way it said. Good one. So I'm very proud of that. Okay. This is Vic. This is Vic, Lucy's cousin. When I was trying to get all the relatives, and I looked at my stud book, the family tree, Vic lived in the Cincinnati Zoo, and he was 3, and Vic's mom and Lucy's mom are sisters. Now, there's the whole issue, if you ever want to get into it, about why are they in zoos and all of that. I don't get it. So I loaded up and drove over to Cincinnati to photograph Vic. And the conditions, the photographic conditions were not very good. But a guy came in with his little boy to visit Vic, and he said he visits Vic every week. And Vic came right up to the glass. Vic is behind glass.
Wow.
See the reflection there? I got this picture, and I knew the person who originally helped get Linda, the matriarch, into the country in 1956, and I sent her the picture, and she said, "Oh my God!" And she put it on some kind of website. So the next thing I know, I get an email from a magazine that said, "Oh, boy, we'd like to use that picture on the cover of an article by Franz de Waal."
Wow.
Would you mind? We'll pay you $100. I emailed Franz de Waal and I said, "Yay!" I said, "Yay!" I'm sorry, I'm not too, restricted in my enthusiasm. I said, "Now my name is associated with yours, and now I'm going to be, like, yay!" That's great. He said, that's what all important people do. Not us. But anyway, this picture's ended up being used in a French textbook. I got an email from Lyric Opera House in Chicago. They found the picture on an article about me in the Huffington Post. It's been used a lot. And then 2 years ago, I got an email from Random House, which I thought was spam. And they said, "Oh, we're looking for a picture on the cover of Franz de Waal's new book, The Bonobo and the Atheist." You heard of that?
No.
Yeah.
Because he's a primatologist, but also a Dutch guy, also a philosopher. And I'm paraphrasing, it's the history of altruism.
Yes, I read the
So
book.
it's a philosophical book. Really. And they went through 2,000 pictures, she told me, and they picked 3 to choose from, all of which were mine. I said, "No." And they picked the boy in red. They picked this. And then it got on the cover of his book. And it only took 15 years. Here are some of the books. He is so famous, it's translating all over the world. So I wake up in the morning, and sometimes I got an email from all of these publishing houses, Russia, Japan, all these places. "Oh, we'd like to use your picture on the cover of our translated book." Now, just for information, so you say, "Well, how much?" Initially, for the U.S. version, they paid me $1,000, cover art. The rest of these paid anywhere from $250 to $400.
Wow.
So it's not a lot of money. But more people will see about bonobos all over the world. That, I just, once that happened, it changed my life. And of course, I emailed him and, said, "Yay!" again. Can't believe it. And he said, I'll tell you this. He said, Vic is 3 in that picture. Wouldn't it be good if we had a picture of Vic now, at the age of 12, and I would put the original picture and picture of Vic now in my book and write about you and tell how you went and got the picture. How how does this even happen? It doesn't happen. So I said, okay, that would be great. I rented a car. I mean, you're not talking to somebody who has like, I have so much money, I just want to go do stuff. It's not like that.
Yeah.
I rented a car. I drove to Cincinnati, listening to Don Giovanni on the way. The Cincinnati folks put me up in the intern house, which is, 3 beds, no closet, you share the bathroom. But that was fine. I took 2 days to try to get the picture of Vic behind glass in February, and I couldn't get it. As a photographer, I know you have specific things we all do in our work. You have to get that thing. Don't send me that thing. That's not what I want. I want that. And he wanted Vic looking into the camera. And Vic took a nap, and then I couldn't get it. So I'm heartbroken. Oh my God, I can't get it. He said, this is all email. Wouldn't it be good if you went back in the spring when Vic is outside? I said, oh yeah, that'd be good. I rented another car. Stayed with a friend. Vic went outside with a friend. The friend wanted his picture taken, and it was like this all the time. Vic was blasé. Now the trick is when he needed to be there to get the picture, right there. Tall grass was, it's where he had to be. The second day, I got it. He went there, went like that, I got it. He put it in the book, he talks about me, so he talked about me in all these languages. It's like, you can tell my face, it's like awesome. But I continued with my project, and here's Lucy, I think that's Lexi. Lexi now lives in Germany. Here's Lucy grown up. When I heard when the girls grow up, it's around 10 or 11, they move to the new neighborhood. And they make their new girlfriends and their new families. But in the zoos, no, they can't do that. So Lucy moved to France.
Oh.
So before she moved, I rushed down there to get pictures of her grown up, because to continue the project, because I want a children's book out eventually, which hope with collaboration of somebody that I don't know yet. Keep your ears up, you might be the person. To produce a book of all Lucy growing up, what it means for a captive ape, all those issues. I need to get that done because it's almost done. So this is Laurel now. And Laurel had this baby at the age of 42. Wow. It's just like, whoa. And they were grooming on the platform, and the baby was in there, and suddenly she popped her head out and sucked her thumb, and I thought, I got the picture and I can go home.
Oh.
This was one of the pictures that Random House was looking at. Okay, she went to France. There she is in France with her new baby.
Oh.
Is that not awesome? Yes. So she went to France. I thought, oh my God, I have to go to France.
So you rented a car.
What?
So you rented a car.
Yeah, right. Well, people heard about it, and they sort of threw money in. I opened a French account in my bank, and I raised $2,040 or something, and I got there. And Sally Cox, who's the Bonobo conservation nurse who Ursula knew, had a friend in France who stayed in his apartment overnight, 200 square foot apartment. And he's American, he lives there. And he went with me to take a train to Paris, a flight to Paris, a shuttle to the apartment, $86 round trip. A train down south to Pierre Pont. I don't speak French. And then he rented a car to go from there to the La Vallée du Sang, where it's a 16-acre wonderful location. And I said, just get me Lucy. I just want to photograph Lucy. He said, well, you have to see something in Paris. I said, well, because he lives in Paris. I said, well, what's that over there? He said, that's the same. And then he said, well, you know, when you're here overnight, you've got to see something. I said, I don't care. I don't care. He said, well, there's a tower. Oh, he took me to a tower. You know, the tower.
Yeah.
I said, I thought it was like the But, you know, the thing is, I found that nobody has done this 14-year project but me. Because who's going to do it? There's no organization that say, we're going to spend $100,000 for somebody to document a captive ape growing up. And so I've done it, which is now good because it looks good. Oh, look, you did that. You know, it doesn't pay anything. You'd love it to pay us. Oh, by the way, I produce a lot of books. Maybe you'll buy one and help me go to France. Because I'm going back May 12th. Okay, so here she is. And she's looking at me, and she's looking at the big lens, and she didn't really like it. But she kind of got used to it. You know, I mean, just who wouldn't love it? That's just... They're very close. Lucy was a great mom, and she had a great mom. I mean, that's just what I think. All right, here's one of my X-rated pictures. The babies stay on, this is Lucy, on their moms 24/7. They do not touch the ground for at least 3 months. So whatever mom is doing, the baby's on there. And I thought this was illustrating. This is actually, as it turns out, the baby's daddy. Because I, you know, they tell me. So there she is. Hanging on. So when I was there, it took me a few days to get used to where exactly the best pictures were. And I got this picture and I put it on my Facebook page. And Franz de Waal, who follows me, thank you, Rhonda, he put it on his page, and you know what that means. Right? So 4,000 shares, and I mean, the conflict is, I share this stuff. There was nobody funding me for this whole project. That's the thing. And I'm an animal photographer, and I have to do it. I have to keep my craft up, so I can't stop photographing animals. Sometimes somebody will pay me to photograph a dog, but whatever. I mean, I still have to do it. So it's a conflict for me because I want the better good. I want children to hear about bonobos. I wish there was a funding organization, you know, blah, blah, blah. So he spread the word, and that was good. Cute?
Yes.
This is all cute, that's great, but they travel in packs, generally, and here's some of them in the back. So here's a picture, the last picture, and I even have a picture in the back there of this, which I love it. I love it. I have a friend who put a cocktail glass in his toes. We were thinking about making a card.
Cute.
Now I finally, somebody emailed me, he said he'd read Franz de Waal's book, he loved my pictures, thanks for making his life better, could he buy one? I said, I'm naive, I don't know what to sell it to you for. I mean, is it $10,000 a picture? What? So I said, fine, I said, well, I will sell you a 13 by 19 for $250. And I had looked him up, famous lawyer. He said, oh, I can't afford that. I'm retired, I'm living on Social Security, I don't have that kind of money, I love your work, I want to buy, I want to buy something, but I can't afford it. We finally settled on a 5 by 7 of the boy in red for $25.
Wow.
He said, you should make a poster. So I made this poster, and he wrote all this is all science stuff, I thought they'd be here today, but they didn't come. There's me. That's my lens.
Wow.
You love that lens?
Yeah.
So my daughters are very embarrassed when they see this picture because Mom, can't you look, you know? But, you know, that's me. So it was sunny, I had to do like that. And I like this, a couple of reasons why I like this. First of all, I used to tell, I try to look genuine, so you'll like me. And I practice looking genuine in the mirror, so, you know, that when I look talk, I can look genuine. That's a joke. I love being this age right now because I can just, the younger girls, how to say that? The 60-year-olds say, hey, she's doing something, and she doesn't look all that good, and, you know, I could do something. I look better than that, you know, that whole kind of thing. She can do it, I can do it. I like that idea. So a documentary was made of me photographing at one point along the way, and I said, be sure to show my wrinkles. It's a part. You like that?
That's
It's
right.
true.
Be
That's
proud.
right. Every one of them.
That's it. That's the end.
Thank you.
Now your time, did you ever to Bonobo? Or will you always behind glass or bars?
The question being,
In all the time that you were photographing, did you ever get within a?
no. Well, I have been back there. You know, they've asked me to come back and do stuff. But mostly, as some photographer said, clearly you have access. I said, no. Look, I'm standing right where we're all standing, same place. I love that he said that. It's the equipment. It's the, you know.
We'll have some more time to talk